Hey guys, what's up? It's Adelaide here. So today I'm making a video about something I've been thinking about making for a while, and I haven't really had the push or that drive to get in and get it done. It's something quite personal to me, and so please no hate or judgment, but I think it's really important to put out there and to be honest, not only with you but with myself as well. As you can see right now, I'm not wearing makeup. This is me, 100% who I am. And I guess for a long time I was very insecure with how I looked. Usually I do wear makeup because I feel a little bit more confident. Yeah, pretty much every day I wear makeup because of redness, and I feel like it evens out my skin tone and I just feel more confident within myself and comfortable. But I felt like I couldn't talk about this issue wearing makeup. I thought it was just too hypocritical. This is me barefaced, and I'm just going to be telling you a bit about my experience of having acne and having bad skin pretty much most of my life, and kind of telling you what I've learnt and some of the positives I've actually gained from it. So it's not all bad, it's not all doom and gloom. I want to give you guys something good to walk away with. But yeah, this is a personal video for me. I've never done anything like this. I'm pretty open with people when I talk to them about it, but I guess when you're filming yourself and putting it up there on the internet, kind of opening yourself up and being all vulnerable, all that sort of stuff. I've had bad skin pretty much my whole life. So when I was about 11 years old, still in primary school, we used to live in North Queensland, and it would be really hot and sweaty, and at school we had to wear a hat. So I used to get all these like sweat pimples up here, and they were just horrible. And I remember my mum telling me, oh, you know, it's fine, like you'll grow out of it. It was just because it was so hot. And then we moved, and I kind of always had, you know, a few pimples here and there. And then really ever since I can remember, I've just always had bad skin, mainly around this area. As you can see now, it's not that great. At the moment, my skin, I would say, is actually being pretty good. A lot of what I have around here is scarring, so it's just where my skin got so bad and aggravated and inflamed that it's actually less scars. So that's what all that is. I guess I was just really motivated recently talking to some people about having bad skin and how they felt so restricted and controlled by it. And luckily for me, I've never had that experience. I've always just tried to, you know, life goes on, and having bad skin is probably one of the like best worst things that you can have, if you kind of know what I mean. Okay, so just some like FYI disclosures. I've tried absolutely every product there is. Proactive, natural remedies, prescription, the pill for it. If there's one thing that annoys me to my core is when people try and suggest products to me, because regardless of what it is, it might work for a little bit and then my skin just bounces back. So that's just me and my personal experience with it. At the moment, I'm just using the St. Ives scrub because I feel like it gives me a really deep clean. I only use it like once every few days just to like really get into the pores and just, I don't know, I feel like it really makes a difference and cleans my skin really well. Every other day I just use like an acne like face wash, which is really gentle. I also occasionally take zinc tablets when I remember to. I probably should take them more. Zinc's really good for your skin, and I find that it kind of makes a difference, but everyone's different. In about year 8 or 9, I started wearing makeup to cover it up, just because, you know, high school is a tough time and I felt more confident wearing it. I felt like it wasn't as obvious. I wasn't as red or like splotchy, and yeah, it was just kind of one less thing to worry about. So that's why I decided to start wearing makeup. I never really got into it heaps. It was just kind of foundation, that was it. So I remember being at high school and thinking, oh my God, I can't wait to be in my early 20s and I'm gonna have perfect skin because I'll finally be over all this like teenage hormone stuff. Here I am 22 years old and I still have bad skin. It's frustrating because like I said, I always thought I'd just grow out of it. It's just a phase. But I have learnt a lot, and I feel like it's actually made me much stronger as a person, and it's made me who I am today in a very weird and bizarre way. And I think one of the things that frustrates me the most about having bad skin is that people assume that I don't look after my skin well enough. I think I actually have one of the best skincare routines out of everyone I know. If ever I go to a party or I go out, if I'm staying at a friend's place, I will always take my makeup off. I would never sleep with it on. I'll make sure I cleanse it and wash it and moisturize it. I don't touch my skin. I try not to. I'm really strict on looking after my skin, and I still have skin like this. So I always used to be very envious of my friends who would sleep with their makeup on and then take it off and they'd have perfect skin. So what can you do? When I was in year 12, I went and saw a dermatologist. I used to work at a pharmacy, and one of my colleagues recommended that I try Roaccutane, which would pretty much clear up my skin straight away. I didn't go on that because of all of the side effects it has. It has all these horrible side effects like depression and anxiety, and I just didn't want to be putting those sorts of chemicals into my body. I thought having a few pimples here and there was much better than trying to alter my hormones and moods. I went to see a dermatologist and I was going to get laser on my skin here, but it's quite painful from what I hear. It's very expensive and the recovery time is extremely long, and because I was in year 12 I couldn't afford to take that off of school, and I was also saving for my gap year, so I thought, you know what, I would rather be in Paris traveling and have a few pimples than be at home with perfect skin. Having bad skin is something that I've known pretty much my whole life, and something that I'm not gonna lie, there's definitely been times in my life where I would get very down about having bad skin. I would look at my friends who had, you know, flawless skin. They would complain about having like one pimple here, and then here I am sitting next to them with like my whole like cheeks and chin just covered, and I just remember feeling like embarrassed and kind of a bit inferior, if that makes sense. I feel like having bad skin has actually taught me a lot. One of those things being that, look, that's just who I am, it's what I've got, and I have to deal with it. I can't do anything about it. I'm not gonna be able to put some magic cream on it and it's just gonna disappear overnight. I just need to deal with it. And that self-acceptance and being okay with yourself, that's something that a lot of people struggle with their whole lives. And I'm not saying I don't still struggle with it, but I feel much more comfortable with myself and who I am because of that. Realistically, it's not the worst thing that can happen to you. But because I had this on my skin, I feel like it actually forced me to show my personality and to put myself out there more and just not care about it. I guess what I'm trying to say is that everyone has insecurities, and definitely one of my biggest insecurities is my skin. My acne is right on my face. It's there for the whole world to see straight away. But through this 11 years of having bad skin, it's really forced me to come to terms with who I am and what's important in life. That having a pimple here or there, it doesn't define who you are, it doesn't define your worth or what you're capable of. It just means you've been dealt that hand and then you've got to work with it and you've got to make it work for you. It makes me really sad, and it's very concerning to hear that a lot of young people, especially girls, feel so insecure about their bodies or their skin that they will go to dramatic lengths to change it. Also, a disclaimer, if you want to do that and that's your choice and you're making it for your reasons, I'm definitely not judging you. I'm supporting you in those decisions. And it's very sad to see that people's insecurities can get the better of them and it can interrupt and interfere with their everyday life. Don't get me wrong, there were definitely days where I didn't want to leave the house because I would have a huge pimple like right here, and you know, that's the worst place to have a pimple ever, like right there, the worst. I guess if anything, if I want anyone to take anything away from this video, is just to be kind to yourself and accept yourself for who you are, that you were created as you for a reason and there's only one of you in this world. If you happen to have acne, that's just what you happen to have. It doesn't define you, it doesn't limit you, and I feel like if anything it's made me stronger and it's made me more what's the word? It's made me more resilient. That's the word. It's made me more resilient, and I find out if people want to try and cut me down or judge me or have their say on my decisions, that I find it much easier to kind of blow it off because I've had that my whole life. So why would I start caring now? So I guess I just want to end on a positive note and say to each and every one of you that you are completely beautiful in your own way. And it took me a while to realize that, but I believe it so much that I feel like I have to spread this because it's so important. Once you have that realization, it really changes your perspective on life and on yourself. And not only has it changed how I feel about how I look, but who I am as a person and what I stand for and what I deserve and what I should go out and pursue. We're all different and we should embrace our flaws. We should embrace the things that make us uncomfortable, and we should work to own it and not let the little things define us. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, a bit of a different video. It's quite personal, but it's very important to me. And I guess this is part of my process. Like I said, I've had bad skin for nearly 10 years and hopefully not much longer. We are all beautiful creatures, and that we should embrace our beauty, our flaws, and our talents and just be us, because there's only one of us. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.